people tweeting in a room. Almost see 4 people where they tweet. And so as we go on today, the thing is that it's not about Mr. Peter Obi. It's not about saying I voted for him, I went home. It's about saying that I, as a Nigerian, you as a Nigerian, that when you vote, your vote must be counted. And your vote must be entered. And nobody born of a woman, whether institution, INEC or wherever, will make a difference with that. We thwart your vote. I'm not here to pander words. People are dying because elections are stolen. And so, while we read this book, we must understand that anybody will say one riga election, we died here.
Lives are tied to you. Hopes are tied to you. We are dependent on you. Before the 2015 election, we had already concluded that we are between the devil and the deep blue sea. We said, okay, worst case scenario, we just go to PDP, even if we know it's just as useless as ever. Apologies to the coalition team. But it is what it is. And from nowhere, God remembered Nigeria and brought you our way. 2027, we are going to do it again. And I'm not saying it from a place of favoritism. I'm saying it from a place of certainty. It's going to happen. I said it in one of my posts that 2027, we are going to the polling units with one hand carrying voters' card and another hand carrying what we use to defend voters' card. Nigeria will be free. Whether the devil likes it or not, whoever that devil is. Someone told me something and I believe that Tinubu's election is the easiest election. It's going to be the easiest election in the history of Nigeria. So the whole decamping is a mind game to break the Nigerian people. So we feel we've lost that. I know we have not. I'm saying this to everybody seated here, that 2027, decide in your heart of hearts that Peter Obi is winning your states. And those states belongs to Peter Obi. I say it without flinching. And those states, whatever they are promising at those states, please go and collect it because we are giving it to Peter. You know? So, this is me standing on behalf of trenches, on behalf of the children that wrote JAMB in the middle of the night, WAEC in the middle of the night, on behalf of the people who have experienced flooding in Mokwa community, Niger State, that the president is yet to visit. But the moment Peter gets there now, they will all stand up. I'm happy that you are their motivation. For 2027, you will be their president. Thank you so much.
There are students from the University of Abuja here, greatest Nigerian students. Greatest Bo. I want to say. I want to sorrow. I want to yi magana. God bless you. Put your hands together for yourself. Please, let me just start on existing protocol, ladies and gentlemen, but I must first of all acknowledge and pay respect to our own mother, a mother figure in every sense. As a mother, as a leader, and in every step she has taken to ensure that we have a nation where we as young people can thrive. Ladies and gentlemen, please a resounding round of applause to the former Minister of Education in Nigeria, former Vice President of the World Bank, and amongst many, many others, Dr. Mrs. Yesufu. Good to meet you, super. Our own comrade, Aisha Yesufu. You people know that clap is not for Aisha Yesufu. If you know what these people are doing for all of us, and every other speaker on the panel, every person here, God bless you. My name is Peter for Nigeria for the sake of time. Okay, so how many of us have problem with waiting they go on for Nigeria? How many of us have issues with Nigeria? Just wait, raise your hand wherever you are. Okay, so on every hand. Okay, how many of us they vex for the things when they go on for Nigeria?
They vex.
If you they vex, say vex. Vex. If you they happy, say very happy. Okay, so that is nobody happy. All right, very well. Clap your hands together. Put your hands together for yourself for that response. Okay, very quickly, what is a democracy? Just one person, quickly, before we go. What is democracy? Oh yeah, fast.
Democracy is a system of government for the people and by the people.
For the people? Is he correct? Please put your hands together for me. All right, so I need to control my movement because of microphone now. So somebody just said, because they said we should talk about the solution. Somebody just said now that democracy is a system of government for the people and by the people. So the simple definition of democracy is that it's a system of government where power must come from the people. Power is vested in the people. Unfortunately, in Nigeria, the challenge is that we have decided to put the cart before the horse. So everybody in Nigeria is struggling today because we have failed to identify the most important thing that we are supposed to do. Everybody they vex, everybody they happy, but I'm sorry to inform you that anger is not a plan. Say you are dissatisfied with the system is not a strategy. You can be angry for 60 years. Nigerians have been angry for 64 years and counting. If you have been angry for democracy since 1999, if you don't do anything by 2025, you can still be angry till 2050. In fact, you will pass over anger to the next generation. You don't understand? You were shouting up NEPA. The person where you go born today will still shout up NEPA because you have failed to fix power. Now, what is the solution? Everybody has been paying attention. What Nigerian political class has done to us is that they have given everybody take-home assignments. Everybody is struggling to fix something, and then we have left the fundamental basis. The late literally Professor Chinua Achebe said things have fallen apart and the center cannot hold. The question is, if the center has caved, what will happen to the things that are supposed to get support and stamina from it? If you fail to fix governance and leadership, you will just be going around in a vicious circle, struggling with no end. Everybody complains. Let me give you two examples: insecurity and economy. Why will insecurity not end in Nigeria? The more money you put in, the more the insecurity will increase. As we are talking today, the Nigerian army is in active duty across the 36 states, including the FCT. There are more than 50,000 internally displaced persons in Nigeria in the FCT alone. But remember the words of a former Minister for Defense, General T.Y. Danjuma. He stood in the open somewhere in Taraba and said, the armed forces, they collude. They collude. Have you heard statements of former military men who fought Boko Haram? Remember in 2019 when police went to go and arrest a certain kidnapper somewhere in Taraba, men of Nigerian armed forces opened fire on that convoy, killing 3 officers and a civilian, and somehow the kidnapper escaped. So how will insecurity end? Who is benefiting from insecurity? What of economy? We saw statistics. Economy will not grow because more than 60% of your budget is outrightly stolen. You are not investing in critical sectors of production. You are not diversifying your economy. It is not about ending subsidy regime. The question is, have you ended the corruption in the subsidy regime? If you take away corruption, you can pay subsidy. Subsidy is paid in different forms in different countries. The problem is that what we call governance in Nigeria is organized criminality. So Nigerians are busy struggling to change things that are out of touch. But when you now talk about INEC and electoral reform, people think that it is a mirage. But let me tell you, that is the only solution. Because guess what? You are talking about inflation, insecurity, economy. The persons who put you in that situation are already planning to come back in 2027. So if you fail to hold them accountable in 2027, so you wait for another 4 years till 2031. Maybe the person who will come after them go easy pass for 2031. Nigerians, the solution to the Nigerian problem is getting a system of accountability. The problem of Nigeria is not just that you and I have refused to be participating in democracy. It's because we have failed to hold anybody accountable. You can do anything in Nigeria and go away with it if you have the connection. Buhari had 8 years. Buhari brought in a successor. Buhari is a statesman. If you are not careful, if you live long enough, like Babangida, Buhari will write a book about democracy and how he fought for democracy. If you do not do anything, President Tinubu will finish 8 years and will also write a book about how he built the economy and fought for democracy in Nigeria. That is why today, as it is, every attention on what we are doing and why we came here today, you see me screaming everywhere, is that we must fix the system to which you can first hold people accountable. But But unfortunately, they have made Nigerians to believe that free and fair elections are not possible. It is a lie. It is because we have refused to activate our office of the citizen. Every Nigerian is too either unbothered or afraid to hold the bull by the horn. They will tell you, say, this same set of seats, they no go give free and fair election. If they don't give you, where will you get it from? Maybe you wait for the next people to come. The issue of electoral reform becomes even more dire for us because as it is today, if you allow the consolidation of the criminality that took place in 2023 as an election in 2027, you can foreclose Nigeria as a democracy. Nobody should tell you that elections are okay in Nigeria. Take Rivers State, for example. 2015 election, Buhari versus Jonathan. Rivers State, Jonathan won with 1.4 million votes. 2019, Atiku versus Buhari, Atiku won with about 473,000 votes. 2023, Atiku, Obi, and all of that, the person who won with less than 200,000 votes. Are the people voting in Rivers shrinking with time or they are increasing? According to INEC, total number of registered voters 2023, 93 million. Collected PVCs, 89 million. Less than 30 million people came out to vote. Why are Nigerians not interested in that process? Nigerians, there is no other solution. If we continue to talk, we will talk because what they will do for you is that they will throw a lot of frustration on you. There is hunger, there is lack of health care, there is lack of basic amenities. So you are too weak for you to demand. That frustration and disappointment is a benefit to those who are hijacking or monopolizing the democracy. So the more they will not want you to come out and speak up to make a demand, the more you must embolden yourself. Because I will ask you and I will end with this. What is our other option if we decide to keep quiet? We are not talking, people are dying. You are not, the 150 people who were killed in Plateau just 2 weeks when the president traveled for vacation in France, were they protesting? The people where they don't kill for Benue, were they protesting? Nigerians are dying without protest. So Nigerians must summon the courage. The problem is that when you talk about politics, a lot of people think it is your own, it is their problem. Politics is blood business. The lives of persons who may be alive till 2027 may just depend on what we have today as governance and leadership. Nigerians, what is going on in Abuja in the National Assembly concerns you. It affects your life directly. Politics is about human lives. Don't let them tell you it is a dirty game. If it is a dirty game, it is a dirty game about your own life. We must fix INEC. We have a petition already in the National Assembly. We are following for electoral reform. Make mandatory transmission of results electronically. Is it too much for us to ask? No. How many of us support free and fair election? How many of us know that it is possible for us to achieve? I'm not seeing some hands for people there, but I know you are not sure. If you are ready for free and fair election, say free and fair.
Free and fair.
Say let my vote count.
Let my vote count.
Let me choose my leader.
Let me choose my leader.
And if you fail to perform, let us be able to vote you out.
Let us be able to vote you out.
Without that, Nigeria, 2027, 2031, we will have another forum and we'll be complaining about hunger and lamentation. But let me just tell you that no matter how long oppression may have lasted over a people, when a majority of them together say enough, it will be enough. Activate your office of the citizen. Let me activate mine. And let Nigeria be what we have decided or chose for it to be, and not the land of oppression. God bless you. My name is Peter from Nigeria.
Hey, so the question is, why does Sowore seem so fixated on Peter Obi? Is it ideology? Is it personal? Is it strategy? Let's break it down. So lest you forget, before 223, there was a Sowore. Sowore that built his reputation as the face of the radical alternative in Nigerian politics, a fearless activist, a revolutionary. Sowore was that guy that would speak truth to power. But the moment Peter Obi came, the force behind Peter Obi, millions of people, especially the young people, moved towards the obedient movement, so the tide shifted. So suddenly the obedient movement was trending. The narrative of a new Nigeria was no longer tied to Sowore's activism, but to Peter Obi's politics. Sorry. And whether you like it or not, yeah, the spotlight move hurt Sowere's strategy position. So politics is influence, and influence is currency. Peter Obi's entry into 2023 race outshined Sowore on the national stage, period. Obi didn't come in with radical language, no protest, no arrest. Obi positioned himself as the acceptable rebel with a clean image. He was a former governor, a business savvy, soft-spoken, and with this came mass appeal. So now put yourself in Sowere's shoes. He's been laying groundwork for years. Suddenly, a new figure emerges and captures the exact audience he's been preaching to. It is not about ideology at this point. It is strategy. So what does Sowore do? It doubles down on criticism. It challenges Obi's record, his alliance, his narrative of innocence, not because he doesn't believe in accountability, but because if he doesn't attack Obi, it fades into political irrelevance. So, let's be honest, this isn't new in politics when two people aim for the same audience. One has to either evolve, emerge, or resist. So Sowere's resistance is only a strategy to maintain relevance, to prove he is the real alternative, and Obi is simply maybe a repackaged insider. But here's the catch. Sometimes when you start to attack people who is being loved by the masses, it backfires. And that's where Sowore is at this point.